Of our Rediscover Celebrity Sale with unbelievable deals and amazing added value with Expedia Extras. Local Expedia Cruises vacation consultants are standing by.
Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to our Rediscover, Celebrity sales event with Celebrity Cruises. We're here today with one of our very favorite preferred partners to share with you exactly what's going on with cruising right now and to bring you some of the very best opportunities available with Celebrity for the near term and for further out, depending on whether you're ready to travel now or planning something into the future. So let's go to the next slide and get right into it. I'm John Mast. I lead marketing for Expedia Cruises globally. And before we get going, I thought I'll just bring you up to speed on a couple of housekeeping items that we like to make sure everybody's aware of before we get going. First and foremost, this is a live event. We're here broadcasting from our homes and offices right around North America. And sometimes you get the odd technical glitch. If you are experiencing trouble watching a video or something's just not working from a sound perspective, our very best advice is just to log out, log back in, and very often that will fix things up for you. If you would like to, just at the top of your browser, you'll notice a little toggle. You can adjust the size of the screen and the people speaking if you'd like to see more of the exciting content and a little less of us to your preferences. So feel free to go ahead and do that. And probably most importantly, this is a place where you can come and have your questions answered. We have a real wonderful panel of experts standing by from Celebrity and from our own teams to answer your questions. So in the Q&A box below is where we'd like to answer those. And please be advised that we'll do our very best to answer all those questions for you as we go through things. But if there isn't something that we are able to answer or yours for some reason doesn't get answered, please be certain to work with your Expedia Cruises local vacation consultant, and we'll work with them to get you the answers that you seek. Lastly, we are recording live today, so be aware of that. And do know that when the event ends, we'll actually email you a copy of the video so that you can take a look again if you wanted to review anything. And better yet, if you've got a friend or family member that you're thinking of traveling with, please be advised that we would be thrilled if you would forward it on to them for a look. And let's take it from there. So let's go to the next slide, Brenda, and get into things. A little bit about us before we dive into Celebrity Cruises. Hopefully you're a customer already, but if you're new to us and haven't experienced our service yet, we are Expedia Cruises and we consider ourselves air, land, and sea vacation specialists. We're a full service travel agency offering you literally door-to-door service on your vacation dreams. We are locally operated, but part of Expedia Group worldwide. And our real expertise, I think, is getting people onto a better vacation than they could even imagine for themselves. So our vacation consultants are trained to ask better questions and really get to the heart of why you want to travel, and then help work with you to build a package around your ideal vacation. And couldn't we all use a vacation these days? So let's go to the next slide and we'll just talk a little about how we fit into the community. We really are a local business, and sometimes that's a surprise to people. We are obviously part of Expedia Group, one of the world's largest and most successful travel organizations. That brings a lot of buying power. But the truth is our retail locations are owned by entrepreneurs. We offer franchisees an opportunity to get to work in the travel business, and they surround themselves with passionate, like-minded vacation consultants right out of your community. So we're often doing things in the community that go well beyond just selling travel. And I think today, with our partner Celebrity Cruises, there's just probably one of the most wonderful examples, I think, that I can think of when it comes to being part of the community. And that is, as part of our Rediscover Celebrity Cruises promotion that we're here to talk about today. To kick it off, it's great that those of us with the opportunity to travel are able to look at these amazing trips and very likely take one and experience it and have the wonderful experiences at our world travel. But, there's lots of people in our communities that need help too. And at Expedia Cruises, our charity of choice is breast cancer charity research. So raising funds to help further the research on really curing breast cancer. And we've been working on that for well over 20 years. And I'm super pleased to announce that our partner Celebrity, as part of this promotion, before we even sold a single cruise, have made a substantial donation of $10,000 to breast cancer charity. And in fact, our global organization, Expedia Group and Expedia Cruises of North America, has matched that. So to kick off this wonderful opportunity to experience the world and go traveling, we are doing some good. And I can tell you that this particular cause is near and dear to our hearts. We are over 5,000 professional vacation consultants right across North America, many of which are females. And this disease touches us every year. And we are proud of our partnership with Celebrity and doing something for the communities that we serve to help work on that. So with that said, I'd like to move us right on into the presentation. And before we do, though, just touch on, again, what you can expect when you're doing business with Expedia Cruises. As I said, we're passionate travel experts. I always like to say that it begins and ends with service with us. We're with you every step of the way. And naturally, when it comes to product, through our partnerships with people like Celebrity, we offer the best choice in prices. We can get you very often, and you'll see it in this promotion, added value on board, money to spend in the spa, upgrades, and things of that nature. And naturally, being a full service travel agency, we can sell you more than the cruise. We can get you your air, your transfers, your tours, and everything you need to complete your vacation and make it idyllic. So with that said, now we're going to kick off our storytelling about Celebrity, and go to the next slide, please there, Brenda. And here we go. So I'm joined by two industry colleagues, Brenda and Chad from Celebrity. We have worked together for probably more years than we all like to count, but that's because this is such a great business and cruising is such a wonderful vacation, and we like being part of it. So with that, I'm going to pass over to Brenda and Chad to really lead us on a journey of Celebrity Cruises today and all the great things that are going on with the brand. So over to you, Chad and Brenda. Looking forward to hearing what you've got for us today.
Thank you so much, John, and all of the Expedia vacation consultants from all over North America for inviting all your great customers to our show tonight. And Chad and I are honored to be the host from our Celebrity family. Of course, we'd love to have everybody on board, but then you'd be here for hours listening to us talk about our passions and taking you through our wonderful presentation of destinations. So welcome to all of you. And tonight our agenda is very short and sweet. And thank you, John, once again for your amazing partnership with your company. We're going to go through our healthy return to service because that's really important. We're going to talk about our new ship coming up in April, Celebrity Beyond. It's all about Europe, one of my favorite places in the world, and probably yours too. And it will be if you haven't been there yet. Then we're going to talk about our amazing promotions together with Expedia Cruises, and we have time for some Q&A. So I think that sounds great. So I'm going to turn it over now to my colleague, Chad, who just got back from cruising on board the Reflection. So he has the latest and greatest information. So Chad, why don't you take it away?
Well, thanks very much, Brenda. And, yeah, it's an exciting time. I'm really happy to be here with everybody from coast to coast in North America tonight because someday is here. We're not talking about dreaming about travel anymore. We're not talking about when things get restarted anymore. We're here. We're back. And I have actually cruised 4 times in the last 3 months. We've been sailing now since June, and it's now February, so we've had more than half a year to kind of test things out. And a lot of people say, well, we wanted to see how it's going to go, and is it going to be safe? But the fact that 11 of our 14 ships have returned to service in a very healthy way, and are busy exploring the globe again with guests that are getting a VIP treatment right now, that I can tell you. I think there's a few things that are kind of important to talk about tonight. When people say, is it safe? it's really safe. With 7 months of cruises going out, and every week we let 1,000 passengers or more off the ships and welcome 1,000 or more new passengers. We've kind of stood the test of time of 7 months to see, are these new health and safety protocols working? And not only are they working, but we've maintained a less than 1% positivity rate on board the ships. That's really important, because when you think about the environment that most of us have already accepted the risk on, to go out to Costco or to Walmart or to your local shopping mall or to a restaurant, etc., we're obviously talking about health and safety protocols and transmission rates that are nowhere near what the cruise lines have managed to maintain. So if you're willing to step out of your house and do any of those things, you've already said you feel comfortable to kind of get out there, and cruising with the new health and safety protocols is certainly a beautiful thing. One thing I did also want to mention, I know Brenda's got a slide up here of our beautiful fleet. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about introducing, our new Edge series ships, and especially with the Apex and the Beyond. But these health and safety protocols that we're talking about tonight, they span across the fleet. We've got to make sure that we're doing it right. We've got our great Millennium series ships, which come in at just over 2,100 guest count. Our Solstice series ships, which were the most award-winning ships in the industry, at about 2,800 passengers. And then our Edge series ships. And if you ever wanted to talk about total luxury, and you'll see this in a few minutes, this has really set the bar in the cruise industry for what a luxury vacation really looks like. But I did want to talk, Brenda, if you just want to forward the slide there, I did want to talk for a minute about this experience, because Brenda and I are going to show you a few things tonight that I know are going to get you excited to come and get on board our ships. But in order for you to do that, you need to feel comfortable about getting on a plane and heading down to wherever it is that you want to cruise with us. And in order to do that, you need to understand, well, what is the reality of cruising right now? So as I mentioned, I've been on 4 cruises in the last 3 months. A lot of people say, well, what is the experience really like? And my answer, it's awesome right now. You're talking about greatly reduced capacity, so there's lots of space on board the ship. Secret tip for you, just because we've reduced the capacity to allow for social spacing for our guest count, we didn't reduce our crew count. So the crew to guest ratio is super high right now. What does that mean? You are going to get pampered. You are going to be immersed in VIP treatment like you've never experienced before. That was exactly how I felt on these last cruises. And I'm going to miss that when it ever goes back and we get to full capacity. But now is a great time to be on the ships. I also get asked a lot, well, what's the experience like, though? I mean, are you going to have to wear masks, and are things going to be impacted that way? Across the board, the experience that you have on the ships is what you knew it to be. Yes, we have to wear masks in any of the indoor public spaces, but you're not wearing them in your stateroom. You're not wearing them in any of the dining venues or lounges where you're actively eating or drinking. You're not even wearing them in the entertainment venues when the shows are playing and you've got a beverage that you're enjoying and we've got people socially spaced. So really, you're only putting on that mask to get from your stateroom to whatever other indoor public area there is. That's a really low percentage of the time. You're not wearing it on the outside decks. You're not wearing it poolside, etc. And so that's really important to kind of understand, because for me, the most hours that I actually had a mask in my life was just the airplane ride to get to where we were cruising out of. So that's really good to know. I think as well, in terms of making you feel comfortable, there's a lot of places that you're going in your life right now where, yes, they might be checking to make sure people are double vaccinated, but that is not the same as what the cruise lines are doing, where, yes, we require you to be fully vaccinated, but in addition to that, you have to pass a negative COVID test within 48 hours of embarkation day. So we've got a really tight fence around things to keep a super healthy environment on board the ships. It's really paying off in 7 months of working this new program, everything from prevention just to make sure that we don't have positive cases coming on the ship, mitigation for the less than 1% that is on the ship to have a sound plan about how we deal with that. And it's a comfortable way of dealing with it. Nothing like, the media blew it up to it at the beginning of the pandemic. Now you're going to be quarantined in your stateroom if you tested positive, but you're going to have unlimited room service. You're going to have great entertainment. It's a great way if you are going to be quarantined. It's better than doing it at home where I would have to be, for sure. The destinations, we know that's a burning question as well. Can I get off the ship? Can I go do my own thing? Do I have to be on a company or cruise line shore excursion? And the short answer for that, ladies and gentlemen, is that 95% of the ports of call that we're visiting right now, you can get off, you can do your own thing and go explore like you always have, albeit you have to follow that country or that port of call's health and safety protocols. But you do that at home anyway. So in most cases, that means being masked if you're going into the shops or restaurants. It means following the protocols that you're kind of used to dealing with on daily life here. But the good news is the lion's share of ports of call are open for us to explore, and certainly by our cruise line shore excursions or doing your own thing. We were on a 10-night Southern Caribbean cruise with 6 ports of call. We didn't miss any of them. I know there's been concerns about what if we don't get in. We got in everywhere. We had 6 ports of call on a 10-night itinerary and a few beautiful sea days. That's amazing. Mobilization, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that towards the end, because how we deal with making sure that you can cruise with confidence is actually part of a policy that we'll talk about. So I'll save that one for a little bit later. But the people helping guide us on how we're doing what we're doing now and creating this new normal, it's our Healthy Sail panel. We've got the best and brightest names in health and science. This is a former head of the FDA, a former head of the CDC. This is all the very best and brightest to say, how do we provide a luxury cruise vacation experience, keeping everybody safe and healthy, but still making it feel like you need it to feel, you want it to feel. And I think after getting back from those cruises, these guys have hit a home run in delivering exactly that. But Brenda, I think we have a little video to take a look at about our health and safety as well. Excited just seeing that. I think I need to add a 5th one to my roster here and get back on board as soon as I can. So really quickly to wrap this up, because we've got lots of exciting stuff to get to, but we talked about the masks. We understand that everybody has to be fully vaccinated to board. We understand that we are going to require a negative COVID test within 48 hours of boarding the ship. We have always maintained an exceptional level of cleaning and sanitization on board the ships, but we've upped our game in that department. And ladies and gentlemen, there is no more pristine environment anywhere on the planet than what we've got on our ships right now. We introduced and refitted the ships with a upgraded HVAC air filtration system. This is the best money can buy if you wanted to be assured that you're going to have fresh, clean air and the best filtered air. The HVAC filtration systems that we have now fleet-wide are arguably better than what most hospitals have in their ICU units. This is good stuff. We have the greatly reduced capacity, so you have that social spacing, which is working out to be a beautiful thing on board. And, that's basically where we're going. If anything, in the very small percentage chance that you needed medical care on board, or you were of the less than 1% positive, we do have access to our doctors and our medical facilities and our nurses on board for you. While ashore, we certainly have put things into play with our shore excursions to make sure you're going to be looked after and staying healthy and safe. And Brent, I'm going to save the safe passage home for talking a little bit more about Cruise with Confidence towards the end of this thing. But out of that stuff, because hopefully that gave you what you were wondering about, or kind of any concerns that you had about, is the time really now to be looking at booking a vacation? I hope we kind of gave you the information that you really needed to hear there, because 2022, ladies and gentlemen, is an exciting year. Celebrity Cruises has set the bar with these Edge Series ships, and we have the amazing Celebrity Beyond coming in April. She's the third in line with the Edge Series ships, and I gotta tell you, if you know the brand Ritz-Carlton, if you know the brand Four Seasons, if you know the brand Fairmont Hotels and Resorts, this is a floating Fairmont Hotels and Resorts. This is a floating Ritz-Carlton. This is amazing. This is taking luxury to new levels. I can say a lot of things about my experience on just coming back from the Celebrity Apex about what a luxurious kind of experience it is on these Edge Series ships. But we have a very short video where we can actually tour you through what is coming in April with Celebrity Beyond, so that you have an idea of that look and that feel and that experience of what the new face of luxury vacationing is all about. Exciting stuff. So Brenda, that came through a little pixelated for me. It was a little grainy. It was kind of playing catch up. You know, if you've got a beautiful baby like we've got with the Celebrity Beyond and any of our ships for that matter, ladies and gentlemen, when you're changing into your pajamas tonight and you're getting comfy in your bed, you've got your iPads, go to YouTube, type in the Celebrity Cruises channel. You can just search up Celebrity Cruises on YouTube, and the video that you just watched for the Beyond and virtual ship tours for all of our ships. Great look at our menu and all of our culinary, anything basic, even our ports of call, our itineraries. We've got great short videos for you to tour all of that stuff. We know we're doing our best with these Zoom events for you to see what we want you to see. But if you want to see it cleaner and clearer, YouTube, Celebrity Cruises channel, that's where you're going tonight before you go to bed in your pajamas on your iPads. And you're going to be super excited to see those virtual tours of any of the ships, the destinations, the culinary, etc. Really quickly, I did want to mention that an amazing ship deserves an amazing captain. I've had the good fortune, I'm sure a lot of you probably follow Captain KPQ on social media. This is a very special lady in the cruise industry, in the mariner world, just as a person. Captain Kate McHugh has the great honor of being the first female cruise ship captain in the United States, and it's with such great pleasure that we're going to allow Captain Kate to take the helm of our newest and most impressive piece of hardware, our Celebrity Beyond. So that's super exciting. And Brenda, if we want to move forward, you know, I will just say that it's very hard to convey in words what the experience of a luxury experience looks like. It's hard to go to those Ritz-Carlton resorts. It's hard to go to a Apex, Celebrity Apex ship and put it back into words. That's why I'm really encouraging you to take a few minutes and do those virtual tours on YouTube, because this is one still shot of kind of just that look and that feel of elegant luxury on board the Edge series ships. But every single detail in every space of those ships is something new, something fresh, something you probably haven't experienced before. I know we've got lots of diehard celebrity cruisers on with us tonight that haven't had the good fortune yet to experience these ships. So Brenda, one thing I also wanted to mention, because I know this is a topic near and dear to your heart, is that regardless of whatever ship you want to go on, if you really want that luxurious experience, you can have a ship within a ship experience, a true luxury experience with the Celebrity Retreat. And I know you've experienced this firsthand.
Thanks, Chad, and thank you for showcasing everything about our health and safety, plus and beyond. And I am so booking myself on Beyond this summer on one of the itineraries. I'm going to showcase a couple of them, but that ship is just unbelievable. And I think you're going to find me sitting in those cantilevered pools that are in the rooftop garden, and I'll be sitting there in Santorini, viewing Santorini, drinking an Aperol Spritz, because I got hooked on those on the beautiful Apex, cruising the Greek islands last summer when we first got back to service. And guess what? Yes, I spoiled myself and booked the retreat. And my teenagers are super lucky because they came with me, and now they are super fans as well. And I can't book anything else except for the retreat now. And as Chad mentioned, it's a ship within a ship. And you are taken care of and pampered. We've all been cooking, cleaning, isolating at home. It hasn't been great. You know, you do make the best that you can. So when you take your first cruise or your second cruise or get back out on your cruise holiday, spoil yourself with the retreat. You deserve it. And the nice thing about it is, as well, is you can go out and watch the shows. You can be with everybody else. You can do all the things that the larger ships offer if you want, but you still have that retreat to go back to. So let's take a little look at a video of the retreat so you can see what that experience is all about.
Looks like we're just missing some sound on the video.
How's that?
Perfect.
What I wanted to do was to create something that was very now, the textures, the fabrics. We were absolutely adamant that it shouldn't be second best. The idea for the sun deck was for us to create different areas that you could sit, wonderful cabanas, floating hanging chairs, and you want to watch the sunset, and you want to have that cocktail, and you want to stay there.
Lumine is our top-rated restaurant. In Lumine, we truly focus on local sourcing. It's all ingredient-based, so the presentations are just a little bit more elegant than you might find elsewhere. It's something truly special.
We've had massive success partnering with Danielle Boulud.
One of the aspects of our collaboration is that the restaurant Lumine, we offer every night a single menu, and it will be an opportunity to explore the cuisine of the world. So I really feel that there's something very personal from me.
And I think it's a natural fit because we have a lot of foodies who sail with us. So to give them the opportunity to try your food, I think is going to be something really special.
I am really looking forward to this experience.
This lounge is really important because it's a private area. I wanted to create something that was kind of quite eclectic. So it's got some humor in it, but it's a really calming place to be.
So what I loved about the retreat and even the teenagers, it was our butler. He was there to, take us to the tenders and priority service everywhere. And they'd meet us at the theater all in a line and take us to our special seats. And just that additional service, that VIP service, it was just incredible. And of course, the amenities in the room, Lumine, the dining in there, the food, superb. We loved the concierge service in the retreat lounge because they helped us book taxis to get into Athens, to see the Acropolis, transfers to come back home, and just helping us with times to catch trains. So just very helpful, very personable, booking your restaurants and specialty. So all of that. So take it from me, try the retreat. It includes the indulge amenities. You won't have to think about a thing except trying to decide what you're going to eat for dinner and what type of cocktail you're going to have. It is the ultimate. The rest of our accommodation on board our ships, there's something for everyone. We have our new infinite verandas, which you can see here in this particular slide, where at a press of a button, your window, your veranda opens up, and it really expands your room space. So we're allowing you to have more room space, and you're closer to the ocean because you don't have that separation there. Now, there is a piece that can separate, so you have the separate veranda, but it's so nice to have that open concept. And you can see a couple other pictures of our reflection suite on board Reflection, which has an amazing bathroom, and then the iconic suite, which I'm sitting in right now. So lots of different accommodations. What I wanted to highlight is our aqua class. Wellness is so fundamental to what Celebrity does. It's our philosophy, and we offer it on our entire fleet. And with the aqua class, you have great amenities. So one of the things I loved is the restaurant called Blue. It's clean cuisine, healthy but gourmet. There's something for everyone. And I'm not talking you're just eating a bunch of salad and wheatgrass. You get filet mignon and lobster and crab and all of that. Very, very beautiful. That's your restaurant. Unlimited access to the thermal suite. You have the spa concierge. And this is very cool. Complimentary fitness classes, whether it be Peloton or our yoga classes or spinning classes, anything, it's all included. And I know, Chad, you took advantage of that on your cruise, the Peloton classes, but you had to pay because you didn't book an aqua class. Shame on you. But you also get to order in fitness things like yoga mats, or if you're into meditation, or you want to do boxing and aerobics. There's all these different room amenities you can order in, so you can do fitness in your room as well. So it's ultra cool. That's Aqua Class, and we're raising it to a new level because, you know, we want you to be able to nourish your mind, your body, and your spirit. And we're introducing Aqua Class Suites, Sky Suites, on board Beyond in April, and we are going to extend that to the rest of our fleet in 2023. So that is so exciting. Our Aqua Class, very, very popular. And, you know, once again, being in an Aqua Class Sky Suite, not only do you get all the Aqua Class amenities, but you get the retreat amenities too. So I think that's the new retreat class, Aqua Class Sky Suite. That's for me. So now we know you want to stay in a retreat or Aqua Class or swell yourself in concierge class. Where in the world do you want to go? Well, we go a lot of places, and we have 15 ships going to over 7 continents, 79 countries, over 280 different destinations, and we're not going to go through them all tonight. We're just going to highlight a few of our favorites for this summer, and a few of the favorites that Expedia Cruises has with their special pricing in their groups, which is unbelievable. And, you know, we are proud to be named, once again, the best cruise line in Europe for the 11th year in a row. We just won for last year, and that's a really, really proud thing. So from historic capitals to medieval villages and beaches, we have it all for you. And just, you know, we are into destination immersion. We do this the best, and this is why we're winning the awards. Do you want to have a dinner on a terrace in Istanbul when you're there for overnight, overlooking the Bosphorus with beautiful, you know, harps playing in the background? Maybe you want to go for a morning run in Santa Margherita and then have a little espresso while sitting in a piazza and a croissant while you're enjoying, you know, the Italians, you know, waking up in the morning and getting on with their daily lives. Maybe you want to go for a moonlight walk in Old Dubrovnik and take in a jazz club. These are all the things you get to experience when you cruise with Celebrity in Europe. Look at all the overnights that we have, the unique ports of call. We have Beyond debuting in Europe, the Edges sailing there with the Reflection and Constellation in the Med, Apex and Silhouette. It doesn't get any better. And here are our ships. The beautiful Apex. Now, in honor of sailing on board the Apex when she just came back into service last summer in August, as soon as I could get out of Dodge, out of Toronto, Canada, I was there. Off we went to the Apex, and I was in Santorini. I'm wearing my wonderful dress from there tonight in your honor, drinking Aperol spritzes and enjoying the great itineraries. But the Apex in 2022, this summer, she's going to be in Northern Europe, sailing out of Amsterdam, going to Scandinavia, Russia, the Norwegian fjords, Iceland, Ireland, British Isles, and then the beautiful Solstice class Silhouette will be doing some of the same itineraries. And we have some special Expedia exclusive savings on these itineraries, Scandinavia and Russia. And when you're looking at these slides, remember the group pricing that you're getting with the savings, it's always included. It includes your classic beverage package, all your tips, and your Wi-Fi. It's amazing. And this is a 12-night savings, so you get a really great deal, plus a $50 onboard credit, all of that. So let's look at another sailing, Norwegian fjord, round trip out of Amsterdam. Now, I have been very fortunate to cruise around the world. The Norwegian fjords are something special. When you are sailing through the fjords, you can hear people talking as they're hiking in the fjords while the ship is passing through because it's so quiet. It is just the ultimate land of the midnight sun. I mean, you're up for hours. It is pretty cool. And you know why the Norwegians, you'll see the value of your drink package when you try to buy a drink in Norway. It is very expensive, lots of taxes. What about the British Isles? This is on my to-go-to list. I've never been to the British Isles. Look at this great itinerary. So once again, you see there's lots of dates, exclusive savings. I'm just naming a few here. Expedia Cruises has the largest collection of exclusive savings on sailings on on almost all of our departures, and it's pretty neat. What about Iceland and Ireland? What about going to Reykjavik and Akureyri, enjoying the waterfalls, the thermal springs? You're stopping in Ireland. I think that's really cool. And guess what? You have 2 overnights. You have in Iceland, both stops, you get 2 days there. Very cool. And this is why we are called Destination Immersion. You really get to enjoy the ports of call. And I have to say, I'm a lover. I'm into romance. I'm into history of beaches and all of that. I love the Med. I used to live in Florence and Saint-Tropez, and I always love going back. There's so many great places to see. And let's just take a look at some of the great itineraries on these ships. What about Beyond, right? We were talking, you saw Beyond. Look at this, a 10-night sailing. Really taking in the Greek islands and Malta as well. Just amazing. We have Italy and France. And we have Italy, Turkey, and the Greek Isles. This is my favorite. And this is with an overnight in Istanbul, Turkey. You're really getting the best of the Greek islands, Turkey, Rome, all of that. So there's so much to see in Europe, so many itineraries, but we don't have all night. So now I'm going to turn it back to Chad for a little bit of the Caribbean. Chad?
Yeah, and you know what? We're going to keep it super tight, but what I did want to mention about Celebrities Caribbean is we have a really substantial offering through the Caribbean. And for those of you that are on here tonight that aren't going to Europe, which, by the way, Europe is my favorite part of the world to cruise in. But if you weren't going to do that, the Caribbean is a great opportunity. And the one thing I really want to point out, especially just coming back from that 10-night Southern Caribbean, if you are the kind of cruiser that thinks, you've seen one Caribbean island, you've seen them all, you haven't. And it means you need to be talking with your professional travel consultant from Expedia, because we have so many great itineraries that are all very different. The ports of call are so diverse. There's a great shot on the screen right now about kind of our 22 and 23 highlights for the Caribbean. I really think it boils down to that new ship that we've got coming out in April with the Celebrity Beyond. We're excited to show the world, and we'd love to have all of you experience one of our Edge Series ships. We have a lot of overnight stays. You've got overnight stays in Colombia, in Cartagena. You've got overnight stays in Aruba, even in Miami. We do a great one in Cabo San Lucas for our Mexican Riviera, so that's something to take a look at. And whether you want to go to Fort Lauderdale, we've got the Celebrity Constellation based out of Tampa, Celebrity Summit out of Miami, and super exciting news. We know lots of you love to sail from San Juan. Millennium is coming back to San Juan, so super, super excited, especially for those of you that like to enjoy going a little bit further into the Southern Caribbean. And I think we have, because we were doing a lot of talking about that beautiful new ship, the Celebrity Beyond, Brenda only touched on it, and this is why it's so important for you to touch base with your Expedia Cruises consultant. When Brenda and I were putting together the slides for this presentation, we looked at our report to see what the Expedia Cruises price is and what the Celebrity Cruises website pricing is. And on sailings like the ones Brenda just showcased for you, and this one here on the Celebrity Beyond, you're talking hundreds, in some cases thousands of dollars less. So you can afford, if you're talking the Expedia exclusive rates, to actually try out our newest ship, to experience that new luxury. And this 7-night Celebrity Beyond into Puerto Rico and the British Virgin Islands and Saint Martin is a great way to do exactly that. And tip, I know a lot of you have been to Saint Martin, but in my last trip, going to Maho Beach, or a lot of people call it Runway or Airport Beach at the end of the runways, that's an experience you're never going to forget. You got the whole day to be on the beach. You're in the sun, you're in the sand, and you've got 747s flying right over you all day long, landing feet away on the runway. That's a special experience. That's why we need to get out of our houses, onto these cruises, onto the beaches on those beach days. It was great.
I don't know about you, Chad, but I'd prefer to be on the beach in St. Martin with them going overhead than sitting here in Toronto because it just seems like a whole lot more fun, you know? So
That's for sure. All right, and really quickly, Alaska, if you haven't booked yet, we are filling up super fast on 22 Alaska. So if you want to stay a little bit closer to home and experience the land of fire and ice, we do have the beautiful Celebrity Eclipse based out of Vancouver doing round trip. Expedia Cruises has great rates every departure. Celebrity Solstice will be doing round trip out of Seattle, and the Celebrity Millennium will be going up northbound for a week, coming back southbound for a week. Lots of really great options. I can't say enough good things about Alaska. I live in Vancouver. I've done 6 consecutive Alaska sailings, and we're going to go in August again this year. Get yourself to the land of fire and ice and see what the glaciers and all the magic is about up there.
I'm ready for the king crab and the salmon bakes already. You got my mouth watering, Chad, I tell you. Well, listen, you know, you saw some of the great different destinations. I know we went through them quickly, but that's where your Expedia vacation consultant comes in. But with Celebrity, what we did when we came back into service last June was we changed the way we package our cruises. We know that our celebrity guests and people that are vacationing, they want it all included. They don't want to have to keep putting out money for drinks and getting bills and all of that. They want to pay for it up front. So we came out, we're back to service, always included. It's effortless. We include drinks, Wi-Fi, and tips. And it's that simple. And here's the packages. With your Expedia exclusive groups, not only do you get all the savings and the additional OBC, onboard credit, but you get always included the classic drink package, the tips, and your Wi-Fi serve. I talked about the retreat. The retreat gets indulged, the highest package, which is your premium drink package, your Wi-Fi stream, which means you can stream, you know, your live videos, watch, you know, Netflix, all of that. Not that you have time to do that on a cruise because you'd be very busy, but you also get an onboard credit. But if you were booked in, say, a veranda stateroom and you wanted to have indulged, you can add that package to your to the cost of your cruise, and it's just $78 Canadian per person per day, or $69 US. So you can see you're able to upgrade. Why not start with the best? Just have indulge. And then the middle one is called Elevate, and that's where from the always included we go to adding a premium beverage package. So you get a few more of the premium drinks, and you get that additional onboard credit, which, as a matter of fact, it really covers, it covers the cost of, you know, all those little extras and the onboard credit. You can pay for shopping and your shore excursion. So I think Elevate is kind of the really good middle of the road, and that's $39 Canadian per person per day, or $30 US. So talk to your Expedia consultant on the always included. You don't really need to think about it when you're booking into their groups because it's always included. So here's an example of what Chad was talking about. This is just a snapshot. So this may not be there tomorrow or the next day, but when we took this just to show you the advantage that Expedia has with us, you can see the available staterooms. These are Aqua Class, Concierge Class, but these are sailings, whether you're doing repositioning on the summit on August 19th, or the Canada, New England on the summit. There's Europe there on the Silhouette. But look at the savings. You have the group pricing with Expedia, then you have what you would pay if you booked it directly on the web or with somebody that doesn't have a group. You're saving like $4,000 per person, $3,400. So we picked the best examples. It could be as low as $100 savings, or, you know, these are some high examples. But all we're trying to say is, you know, work with your Expedia vacation consultant. There's lots of great savings on whatever itinerary you're choosing to go on. And oops, sorry, Chad, I blew it. This is your screen, the show offer. Tell us about the show offer.
Yeah, well, first of all, you know, when I think about why you would book with Expedia Cruises, the answer that comes to mind is their people. Their consultants are really well versed in our celebrity programs and our brand. They're experts in all of the aspects of the vacation journey and experience for you. But it doesn't hurt to see that slide you just showed where there's the celebrity website pricing and then there's the Expedia exclusive rate. And on those samples that you gave, I saw anything from $3,000 to $4,000 less than celebrity's website pricing on some of those departures. Now, will they all be like that? No. Is there some that will be a few $100, maybe several $100, maybe getting into the thousands? You'll only find out by contacting your Expedia travel consultant tomorrow to make sure that you're getting that space before it's gone. But the reason it feeds into this slide, because this is a great slide. If we showed you what you wanted to see tonight in terms of health and safety protocols, in terms of some of the sample itineraries, in terms of the ships, if you like what you see and you've been home too long and it's time to go, here's how it all stacks up. You're going to get to take advantage of that Expedia exclusive rate. So you're going to get a better than market rate booking with Expedia. You're going to get those 3 big high value perks that we talked about. And Brenda did an excellent job of showcasing our perks. You get the classic unlimited beverage package. You get unlimited Wi-Fi for 2 devices. You'll get your gratuities prepaid for you for the cruise. You are going to, in addition to all of that, get up to $350 USD as part of our show offer for onboard credit to spend and experience on board. So that's not chump change, 350 USD. In addition to that, we're going to allow this to combine with what we call our wave offer, where we're going to give up to 3,000 USD or 3,900 Canadian discount off the price of the cruise for stateroom savings. This is where it gets crazy for these show offers. In terms of, is it only on this one specific sailing? No. It's on everything between March of 22 and March of 23. You have a really long runway of all of our cruises from March to March 22 to 23. However, the booking window is February 1st today to February 7th. So you got a lot of choices. You've got some really rich stacked benefits here, but you do need to get with your Expedia consultant right away. Secure and lock down that pricing for those Expedia exclusive rates. Get this show offer locked in with the perks and the 350 USD and the up to 3,900 Canadian off per stateroom. This is just as good as it gets, folks. So that's our show offer. Galapagos, it doesn't apply to Galapagos, and part of the reason for that is we have a really great offer on our Galapagos sailing. So talk to your Expedia consultant about that. And before I pass it back to Team Expedia, there is one thing that I just want to mention. For you to proceed ahead, if you like the deal, if you like everything that you saw, you have to feel comfortable. You have to feel confident. So we understand that it's been 2 years of uncertain times. And in order for you to proceed ahead, we've got to give you ultimate flexibility. We created something that has never existed in this industry before, which was a total flexible policy called Cruise with Confidence. Booking under Cruise with Confidence, you can change your mind for any reason and get 100% of your money back into a future cruise certificate to use with us at a later date. That is complete and ultimate flexibility. So you don't need a particular reason. You just don't feel good about it. You can change your mind right up to 48 hours prior to sailing. As a secondary part of this policy, maybe you're thinking, well, what if the cruise lines come out with some super sale or super deal later that's better than what I booked? Don't worry, we've got your back. Up to 48 hours prior to sailing, the best offer guarantee is going to protect you. If we come out with a better pricing or a better promotion, you just get in touch with your Expedia Cruises consultant and we're going to make that adjustment for you. And the final part of this that I think is on a lot of people's minds, the what if. Now, ladies and gentlemen, really critical to mention, 7 months worth of sailings, we've maintained less than 1% positivity rate, more than half a year of trying this out. But in the very unlikely event that you fell into that less than 1%, I just want to quickly explain this to you. If you tested positive for COVID within 14 days of your cruise, we are going to just give you a full refund. If you test positive at the pier or at the airport, you're getting a full refund. Plus, if you booked your flights with us, we're going to offer the travel assistance to make sure to get you home. If you tested positive during the cruise, we are going to give you a refund for all of the days that didn't work out to be the vacation that you wanted. So on a 10-day cruise, if you tested positive on day 7, you'd get a refund for the remaining 3 days. You'd quarantine in a very comfortable stateroom environment. And then we would make sure to cover hotel costs, meal costs, anything for your shoreside isolation that you would need to kind of run out your time before you would head back to your country. And this is our way of saying, no matter what, we've got you covered, because we want you to be excited. I'm excited. I'm 4 cruises in 3 months, and I would go back tomorrow. But part of the reason I can stay excited is that policies like this keep people like you in mind as our top priority, to feel comfortable and to feel like we've got your back. And that's exactly what we do. And speaking of having your back, John touched on it earlier, but Brenda, this is all about you guys.
Yeah, John, it is just a pleasure to be in partnership with Expedia Cruises, with this great breast cancer foundation cause, and we're so happy that we're able to support this wonderful cause together. And that for the month of February, we're donating between the two of us a total of $20,000, and it's going to be split between the Canadian Foundation and the U.S. Foundation for Breast Cancer Research. And so we thank you for that partnership, John and Expedia and all of the consultants and all of the customers, of course. And we're just so excited to have you join us on one of our ships this year, whatever itinerary you choose. And I know, because of Cruise with Confidence, I'm going on that 12-night trip, but that overnight in Istanbul on the Beyond. So I'm totally in there. So John, I guess we're going to go back to you now.
Wow. Well, thank you both. Honestly, what a wonderful and on point overview of exactly all the wonderful things about Celebrity, the new class of Beyond, making Apex and such even better. It's hard to imagine it being better, but what's what I love about the cruise industry. We're forever making things as wonderful as we can. And I think, Chad, to your point on Cruise with Confidence, I want to ask you, because we know we just completed one of our big consumer sentiment surveys at Expedia, and we know that the number one question on consumers' minds is actually specifically related to that. The what if I can't go? What if something happens? And so where can get people or our customers get more information on those policies?
You know, John, I would actually recommend that they circle and touch base with their Expedia Cruises consultant. And the reason that I say that is that we could point you in one direction that would just specifically call out maybe some of our health and safety protocols or Cruise with Confidence right now. But it meshes into other things like travel insurance with COVID protection, etc. And there's other elements that I think your team at Expedia Cruises does better than anybody. So probably just a conversation, and that way we can take a look at the whole picture together to make sure that all of our guests feel really comfortable with their decision to move ahead. And to be honest with you, I know I've mentioned several times tonight, hey, I've been on 4 cruises in the last 3 months, but the first cruise, I was nervous. I was nervous about leaving Canada. I was nervous about flying. I was nervous about what's the ship experience going to be like, etc. So probably everybody on this web session with us tonight feels that way a little bit about, I want to go, but there's these kind of concerns. After experiencing it, I have zero concerns, and I certainly feel 1,000 times more comfortable now going to one of our ships than I would even to a local mall or restaurant. But the short answer to your question is get with your Expedia consultant, because they'll really kind of help look at the overall picture of what it's going to take to make you feel comfortable.
I appreciate that. And I 100% agree with you on a bunch of the fronts. Folks, we are at the top of the hour. So if you've got just a few more minutes, we're going to have a little Q&A with the Celebrity team. And then we're going to give away a $250 onboard credit to top up the goodness of your vacation even further. So let's talk a little bit more about that, Chad. And I have to say, I couldn't agree with you more. I started traveling last July again after about, 15 months of not. And the first trip, you're a little, you get your feet wet. You realize that, in fact, planning a vacation is almost the same with these extra testing and insurance and health and safety considerations that you need to address. And our team at Expedia Cruises is traveling now. They've been traveling since cruising restarted, and they are extremely well versed with the answers. We will get what we don't know from our cruise line partners, and we'll make sure you are extremely prepared to take your trip and be ready to unwind. Because I can tell you that once I got on board my first cruise as well, I was on my way over the gangway and halfway to my stateroom when I realized I was just so happy. I'd forgotten all that stuff, the extra hoops I had to jump through. And by the time we were halfway through the cruise, I thoroughly realized just how hard everyone's been leaning in and coping with the pandemic, and how truly important it is to give yourself a break when you have a time. So as Chad mentioned, you have 7 days to take advantage of this remarkable offer. I can say with certainty, I talk to people all day long who do business with Expedia Cruises, and our promise is true. We will give you exceptional, qualified, and experienced service. But as Chad said, with our buying power, our group blocks that we take out in advance, and the promotions that we add to them, you will be hard pressed to find better value anywhere. So I really encourage you to take a look at this offer. With that said, Chad, it is a different time in travel. People are embarking from their homes for the first time after a while. I'm curious, because people might be surprised to hear that for summer sailings and such, there are sailings that are getting full. What are you seeing now? What are the hot destinations that people are booking as we restart travel as a society?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And what I can tell you is that Europe, there is a lot of interest for Europe this summer and fall. And so, North Americans are saying loud and clear that they're willing to go and explore, and the money's on Europe. But having said that, Alaska is surprisingly full early. So, we did mention tonight that our ships are going at greatly reduced capacities. And everybody has to keep in mind that, for Alaska, for example, out of Vancouver, we didn't have an Alaska season for 2 years. And what ended up happening is a lot of people picked up their booking and lifted and shifted it now into 2022. And by default, we've got ships very full because you've got a lot of people that just kept pushing it forward. Factor in then that the cruise line is only going to a reduced capacity limit. There's only so many staterooms to go around. And so that's part of why when we show, Brenda had that great slide about the Expedia price versus the Celebrity website price, that's partially due to just supply and demand with the inventory. So if anybody thought, well, the cruise lines are hurting and so they're probably not that busy, once you factor in a greatly reduced capacity and a pent-up demand from people that got stuck at home for 2 years, we're doing surprisingly well for this summer in Europe, in Alaska, and even for kind of the here and now, we're seeing some good spikes starting for Caribbean. So
it's exactly what I've been hearing, and I think you answered that question beautifully. So I don't have too much to add to it. So well done. Now, that's exciting. I think people, one of the things I hear, there must be deals out there. But to your point, when you've got several years of pent-up demand and limited supply, it's not necessarily happening. So people should look to lock something in now, knowing that they have that flexibility that you were describing as things get closer to sailing. And, I think we've all learned you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You can plan, but if things do change, you're well taken care of in this case.
And John, to qualify what the word deal means you got exceptional value. It doesn't mean you bought a cruise for $1.99.
No.
And tonight's offer that we showcased and how deep it stacks with the Expedia exclusive rates and the 3 perks and the up to $3,900 off and the $350 OPC, that's not $1.99, but it almost translates to that when you factor in how much value gets stacked there. So the deal is now, and for the next 7 days, if you're thinking of cruising in 22 or early 23, if you missed out on talking with Expedia Cruises during this window, you'd be missing the deal of deals.
Chad, I love working with you, honestly, and I can tell why our franchisees and vacation consultants love working with you, because you sing our praises, and we appreciate that. Listen, we're getting close to the end here. I want to ask you one more question, because you've been traveling a lot, and I think people are hungry for these information. If you had one piece of advice for travelers right now, based on your experiences over the last few months, what would that be?
I have lots. Brenda, I don't want to take all your thunder. What is your answer to that question?
Oh gosh, well, Chad and I, we discuss these things all the time, but I really have to say, it's along the same vein as just don't wait. Every day is a great day. Don't say, well, I'm going to do that next year. Do it this year. We don't know what next year will bring. You just go ahead, take advantage. We have cruise with confidence. Don't wait, because you just don't know. And use the valuable service of the Expedia cruise consultants. They are a gold mine of knowledge, and they're going to do all the hard stuff for you. They're going to make sure they're up to date with the health and safety protocols, get you all in order. You just need to worry about what cocktail you're going to order, what destination, which retreat, suite you want to take. You worry about the fun stuff. They take care of all of that. And that's it. Don't wait. Don't worry. Be happy.
Brenda and my wife have the very similar frame of mind, because when we just went on that 10-night Southern Caribbean cruise, we had to, navigate all of the testing and the government requirements and everything. And so, it's different. It's creating a new normal. And when we were on the pool deck and we were in the hot tub and we were having some beers and watching the sunset, I said, hey, how do you feel? Like, we jumped through some hoops to get here. Are you happy that we came? And she said, hey, can you find out if we can stay on for another back-to-back?
I've heard this is a big trend, people adding on while they're there. I know on one of the cruises I won, they were saying like a third of the ship decided to add on and keep going because they were just so thrilled to be there. And to your point, reduced capacity, full crew, a pent-up passion for living, it all is coming to life on board the ships, and it's just lovely. Well, this has been phenomenal. I can't thank you both enough for sharing your experiences and all your knowledge about how cruising is operating today and what Celebrity's up to. We appreciate it. We have one more task at hand here, and we're super excited to announce the winner of our $250 onboard credit. That's going to Colleen Tompkins. Colleen, if you're still on the call, please drop a note into the chat and we'll contact you to make sure that when you book your Celebrity cruise, you're getting not only all the great offers here today, but an additional $250 to spend on board. I'd be remiss if I didn't encourage all of you to watch our websites and our communications for the opportunity to win a free cruise. We're also giving away a free Celebrity cruise as part of this promotion. Just log in and enter your details. If you've been a customer, drop us a little bit of new information on what you're dreaming about. We want to know what's on your bucket list, because we want to help get you there in 22, and quite frankly, as soon as possible, so we can all start to experience life and travel the world. So thank you to everyone. Our Expedia vacation consultants are standing by to help you with planning your adventures. We wish you all the very best. Stay safe. Thanks again, Celebrity, and everyone that helps put these events together. We'll talk to you all soon, and have a lovely evening. Good night.
Bon voyage. Bon voyage.
Ciao.